Buddy.
You on that bullshit already. Yo, what's going on? What's going on, man? Y'all come on in, man. Come on in. Let's have a conversation, man. Let's have a couple of conversations.
Yeah, man, we got a
What?
couple things to talk about. It's like we got the main event and we got the co-main event. You know, so you know how you got those co-main events. You know, we got two main event topics to talk about. Yeah, I know y'all probably like, hey man,
you mean the undercards like in boxing?
yeah, man, got the co-main event and we got the main event in this thing.
Yeah, them undercards. Yeah, man, a lot of news breaking too, man, because we gonna get into that, man. A little bit later with that trade that just occurred. And I know y'all gonna put it in the chat. But yeah, man, how everybody feeling, man? Come on in, we'll give y'all a couple more minutes, couple more seconds rather. We got to get talking. Middle of the day, nothing better to do than talk sports, man. Perfect time to talk sports in the middle of the day. Q, what's up, man? Ski, what's up?
Ski,
Nathan Floyd, what's good? RB, Chevy 17, what's good, man?
Chevy.
He said Cowler by far would be the best bet right now with Pennis down.
Ooh. Crushing blow to the sternum.
Look at your ass. What's so crushing about that, though? I want to know, because
crushing blow to the sternum.
As you know, I'm all for it.
Oh man,
if y'all saw the thumbnail, why not Cowler? I just want to know. Now, come on in and talk to me. Come on in. Yeah, Steve, we're gonna get into that in a minute. Q said with his work hectic and what the players say about him, I don't think he fits it all. His work ethic is what he's meant. Yeah, work ethic.
It's not even just the work ethic. I mean, that's on top of it. But bro, it's like, come on, man. You bring in, it's like this is still somewhat of a starting caliber quarterback.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's necessarily what we don't need a guy to come in and take over for Penix. We haven't seen what Penix is. If this was hypothetical, let me give you a hypothetical. Let's say this was this time next year, Michael Penix full season. You know, so let's say Michael Penix plays 13 games, right? And and all 13 of them bad. So bad to the point to where we missed the playoffs yet again. Now, of course, this is all hypothetical, so I can do the knock on wood if y'all can hear it, you know, so just to make everybody feel good. But I'm just saying, like, if this was this time next year, I'd be singing a different tune. But because I don't know what I have in my quarterback who is still on the rookie deal and we can still build around the team because he's on a rookie deal, it's like I still got to kind of fish for that option if it's still out there. I mean, I feel like it's just still out there. And exactly like on Smitty, if y'all ain't seen it, Smitty dropped the short on it about Michael Penix and what he was saying about his update and how he feels about possibly maybe training camp or something like that. So again, brother, it's just like regardless, I'm staying 10 toes on the do not rush him back, and I don't want him to rush himself back. But at the same time, with all these reports, and he says he doesn't let the outside noise get into his head or factor into any decision that he makes. He knows how to win football games and etc. I get that. I love the confidence, but it's like, okay, I don't want you out there rushing, trying to get back on the field to try to feel like, oh, if I'm not on the field, my starting job is in jeopardy. And the next season wouldn't technically be my fourth year. Is my fifth year even going to get picked up if there's a guy in my way?
Right. And that's the thing, man. When you talk about the future, man, y'all got to remember, and I keep drilling this home, and this is my main point of everything. Y'all got to remember, whoever's in front office right now, they did not draft Michael Penix. Michael Penix was an off the blank guy. And to me, the way he talked in that press conference, they're not finna just, name him the starting quarterback. Let's keep it real. Because if they had, they would have did it. They would have did it by now. We wouldn't even be having these conversations. Y'all got to think. Conversation being had in back rooms, meetings, everything that we know nothing about. So when insiders put this news out, they don't just throw it out there out the blue. It's something that's being talked about in back rooms. So when you got to think, GMs around the league talk, and when one GM and one of his assistants get to talking and they say, "Hey, we're gonna throw this out there to see who's gonna bite on it." These are the type things that happen. So it ain't nothing. We got nothing against Michael Penix. We just know that they not 100% sold, because what is their always their answer? He's doing good. He's working out. He's getting back to himself. What is Michael Penix saying? I'm working on getting back to myself. I hope to be back ahead of schedule. Nothing in the NFL is definite. When you got a new regime coming in, guess what? New quarterback. So look, I mean, it's nothing personal against him. It's just the way the game go. ATLGA Faithful, what's good? Big John said, what it do, man? He said, man, damn quarterbacks, let's just get a punter. If he won't be ready for the start of the season, we got to go get someone to be ready to go. Big John, we know who you is, my guy. You know I know who you is. Yeah, man. But see, that's the thing, man. We got to think about right now. Y'all feeling about, what happened the last 2 years when, it wasn't his fault that they, did not coach him properly, but that's something that he has to bounce back from. So what he has to do, and remember, if Kyler Murray is brought in, and Mike Johnson made a great point as to how you gonna sell him to come here, and what a signal is that sending to Mike Penix. To me, that signaling Michael Penix, you pick your ass up, get on your A game, get out there and practice, make your game better. Because sometimes strong competition breed superstar players. As you've seen, as I talked about Terrell Davis before. You talked about Terrell Davis as a special team about to get cut until he made that tackle in the Tokyo Dome in that preseason game. That made Mike Shanahan keep him aboard. So we got to think about the first part of the season, because that's the key to the season. However you start your season, usually 9 times out of 10 is how it's going to flow the rest of the way. Y'all got to think new coaching staff, better coaching staff, better with quarterbacks. So they got to bring in somebody until, like John said, until Penix get ready. That is the only point that we make it. And finish with this point. Let me finish with this point, then I'll let you go. Y'all got to understand, if they sign Kyler Murray, it's going to only be a 1-year proven deal, just like Russell Wilson. So if it doesn't work out, so what? It's a bridge guy. It's no long term. The only way it gets to be long term is if he goes through this season, he plays well enough. Because I'm going to be real with y'all. He can give y'all 20 to 25 touchdowns. He can give y'all at least 5 touchdown rushing. So when you talk about from that aspect, it's just only been a 1-year thing. I'm all for it. But go ahead.
Well, I'm glad that you had finished with that point, because I was wondering, what were you trying to offer Kyler? Were you expecting to extend Kyler, or were you expecting just to have a 1 year, but you already said the 1 year prove it deal? Now that would be the only thing that makes sense. And the thing about it, I understand we went the entire just about regime without any type of competition for Matt Ryan. And you want to look at, moving forward, you want to necessarily have competition and stuff. I get that. But on the flip side of it, still, Matt Ryan was a veteran. I'm talking about a very seasoned veteran, at least 9 years in the league before people was even really talking about, all right, is it time to replace Matt Ryan? Is it time to have a backup for some competition? That's still over an 8-9 year veteran. Michael Penix Jr. has not even played 50 games. Now, I get the injury, but still, he hasn't had that opportunity to reach that and to accomplish that. So it's like you can't just go away from that kid all the way together. Even if you bring it in your bridge, I think your bridge should be just that. But if Michael is ready to go, you got to let him go. You got to let him get out.
Let me ask you this right quick. Whose fault is it that he isn't where he's supposed to be?
I mean, collectively, it's a collective thing, but ultimately, I'm putting it on the coaching staff. The coaching staff didn't put them in the right situations and predicaments.
Exactly. And the ownership.
That's why you love
put that crap together.
Right. And that's why you love the fact that they have guys like Alex Van Pelt, We're going to see, so what Tommy Reese is going to be out there helping and also running the offense. And then you still have Thomas Enstring coming in. So there was also a former offensive coordinator. So you have all these guys that's going to be working with them. I love Alex Van Pelt the most just because I know he's going to be honing in on the footwork, on the natural mechanics. And Matt Ryan said it himself. They want Michael to hit all his layups. So I understand too about like people are saying, well, they're not fully committed. They're not fully committed. Well, my thing is until they go away from them, you know what I'm saying? You can't say they're not going to go with them too. So I'm still with Michael Penix, man. At the end of the day, if you want to bring in Kyler on a 1 year and let him figure it out, after that, then so be it. Or if he's willing to be a backup, especially if Michael Penix is doing well and have be like an insurance policy until you want to figure something else out, that could be an option. I would still keep and continue to fish around. I wouldn't hop. It's like that old saying, like, don't hop down on the first thing that you see when you walk in the store, so you may see something else. So it's just like, I mean, I understand like what it looks like, but you just want to just fish around, just see what it is. And on top of that, didn't he already say that he has 2 options that he's already looking at? Do we know if one of the
this what I'm saying? That is definite. That's what I'm saying. That is definite. I'm just saying, if it's a 1 year deal on a minimum contract, who says no to that? And think about it. I think with the way that Stefanski likes to run the ball with play action, and you have a dynamic guy like Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts coming back, Drake London coming back, Darnell Mooney if he comes back, if they draft a wide receiver, you got a guy that can throw on the run very well. You have a guy that can use the legs very well. So when you talk about a dynamic quarterback to go along with a dynamic defense, it makes sense because this is going to be, to me, a run-heavy offense. Even though we don't like to hear that, it could be run-heavy, and like I told you, they're going to rely on Bijan more than a little bit the first 5 to 6 games of the year. And Kyler Murray only enhances Bijan's effectiveness in every game because you have a quarterback that can move outside the pocket and they don't know who's attacking them, whether it's Kyler Murray legs or Bijan legs. That's an advantage for the offense. And in this offense, what they bringing, Kyler Murray fits to a T. The only thing is, like you said, and like a lot of y'all saying, is injuries, which I get. But at the same time, why not take a chance when I don't think they completely sold on Mike Penix? Yeah, they could want him here. But what about the long-term solution? If things don't work out this year with him, next year is what, 4th year, prove it year. If he don't turn out that way, then we in the same situation 2 years down the road. And what if a Kyler Murray or another quarterback works out and they say, hey, we're going to give you 3 years, $90 million to stay on as a starter. Michael Penix is the backup till he released until his 4th year is over. So, I mean, either way it go, it's a tough spot because Matt Ryan and his team got to get it right because they have a win now team. That's another part of the equation that nobody's talking about. With a win now team, why would you wait on the quarterback when you can go get a veteran starter right now and keep this thing going in the right direction? Go ahead.
I'm glad you asked because that is something that people don't talk about. We are semi-simulated and formulated as a win now team. I don't feel like we're still like 1 or 2 pieces away, but hey, we got to get to the playoffs. But my thing is something else that people don't talk about is the lack of patience when it comes to development of quarterbacks in this day and age. There have been so many quarterbacks, not even having to do with just Michael Penix, but we're talking about, we can look at the last 10 years and just see how many quarterbacks was given up on. I'm not going to drown this out with no Sam Darnold mess. I'm just looking at the entire landscape about how many guys are given up on after a year, 2 years, maybe even 3. And they may not even have those same 50 games that a Hall of Famer in Drew Brees, he's going to be one. And everything, he's talking about it from the quarterback position multiple times. And it's like, you have to give these guys reps. They have to see the different defenses. They have to go through the different game situations and everything to really see what your quarterback has. Not everybody just goes out there with a snap of a finger. It's just that guy. It just doesn't work out like that for everybody. That's not everybody's story. We're not making clones. So like just the development of and the patience for waiting for quarterbacks, young quarterbacks, is just so short and so thin, man. It's just something else.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. And Quayle, he said, I'm tired of top drafting tired of drafting quarterbacks in the NFL. Doesn't develop them, they force them to play, get developed. And sometimes that's what you have to do to get over the hump. And it's nothing against, like I said, it's nothing against Mike. It's just the coaching is in the right spot. Finally had the right coaches in place. Finally got the superstars on offense. Finally got a defense that can get sacks. 57 sacks last year. So you mean to tell me you couldn't go get a veteran guy to keep this offense on the right track with these superstars, put up the right amount of points, let your defense play? That's a recipe for a playoff run. And when we get to the playoff, we see where it goes from there. And the way the way Bijan broke out last year, he had, I think, 2 or 3 runs over 80 yards. When had the last time you seen a Falcon running back do that? Y'all got to think about win now. Win now. You can't win now with a quarterback that's often injured. You can't. And I know you saying that about Kyler Murray, but at the same time, Kyler Murray know how to read defenses. Kyler Murray know how to hit his hot routes. Kyler Murray know how to do the veteran thing that Michael Penix has been taught to do yet. So,
but that's also not his fault. He wasn't been. That's why we bring it.
But again, that's the front office fault. I'm not blaming it on Penix. I'm blaming it on the front office and the coaching more than anything. I'm just saying, when you have everything in the right place, now I feel like you had the right coaches in place. Just build on it and keep going. That's all. That's the reason why you bring in the over too. Yeah, any quarterback will. Joe Flacco did last year. Any quarterback they bring in can.
Kyler turns the ball over.
Yeah.
Hey, but and hold on, wait a minute, Chris. By the way, great name, by the way. But he said Penix still has the same footwork issues today that he had in college. But again, that's why we have these guys that I just mentioned, those 3 names that I mentioned on the offensive side. We have the opportunity to see if it's really Penix. That's what I'm saying. You got Van Pelt, who worked with Drake May. Drake May said out his own mouth that it's because of Alex Van Pelt helping him with his development is where he is as far as long as he is now. Reason why he's not with them, you already know. Everybody got fired. Vapor came in. The rest is history with that. But he was still with the Rams last year. Van Pelt was. What was Matthew Stafford this past season? MVP. Now, I'm not saying Penix is going to be MVP, but I do expect him to at least be able to. If it's going to be Michael Penix, I expect to see that it's going to be Michael Penix. And if it's not, I expect to see that too. It's too many. My thing is, it's too many coaches around. We have too many weapons. And if Michael Penix is healthy, and if he's able to get the full development from these guys and the teaching to be out there and be able to execute, if it's his job to keep, it's his job to keep. And if it's his job to lose too. So regardless, I just want to see my point. I just want to see what Michael Penix has when we have all this coaching knowledge that we have hired, sitting here in Matt Ryan's first year. Let's see what the kid has. And let's see early so we can get ahead of it, because 27 will be here. 28 will be here. We need to get ahead of it to at least start to see some kind of progression in the right direction, or if it's regression. I just want to get ahead of it somehow, some way.
Yeah, you got to get ahead of it. You got to. Because if you don't get ahead of it right now and they don't succeed this season, we could be talking about another rebuild. And then especially with Bijan going into his 5th year next year, you're going to possibly be looking at a Trent McDuffie trade with a Bijan Robinson to see what you can get out of that. If he gets 4 picks, Bijan going to 5 to 6 picks. He's just that dynamic.
Boy, you talk about John Robinson. They finna come at you with the pitchforks and the fire.
Hey man, I don't give a shit. I speak my mind. I mean, I just tell it like it is. Like I said, Marshall Faulk got traded in his prime.
And that's crazy.
About Kyler. Go ahead.
No, I was just about to say that was crazy that you was. But I think you was about to say something about Kyler, because I was about to say something about the trade. So that's why I was saying go ahead.
No. I was finna say Marshall Faulk got traded in his prime, and he still won MVP with another team. So the thing about it, sometimes you had to mortgage the farm to build a team back the right way. And if this is a win now team, you want to pay a running back $25 million with a team that's not going anywhere, just don't make sense. But ATLGA Favor said another thing about Kyle is I don't think he loved the game of study, but he will still make plays. I just want someone who all in. So that's a no on Kyle for me. And I get that.
You know who I feel like is all in? I feel like Michael Penix is all in. You know, so I feel like that's the guy who we need to at least see and evaluate, man. We gonna spend the draft pick on the capital, and we just gotta see, man. Bring in your bridge quarterback.
I feel like he's been in all along. A1 is just they put him in a position to fail. You cannot bring in a coach to try to get the best out of a rookie quarterback with a rookie offense. It's just not gonna work. Make it make sense.
Hey man, I get it, bro. I get it. This is always going to be. We knew coming in, this is always going to be an interesting conversation again. The quarterback position is just so important. If we were talking about maybe running back, it would be different. Maybe even the wide receiver would be different. But the quarterback position is just so important, and we got to get it right because we've been hamstrung at that position since Matt Ryan. Just straight up, we have. So even when Kirk Cousins was here, we knew that wasn't the long-term solution. That was just supposed to be another bridge type solution, and then that backfired, all in your face.
Right.
So I'm just like, man, can we just stick to the plan and just go with what we should have did in the beginning, and let's go with a young guy and try to build around the team. I understand he had some injuries going on, but you still will have more money if you would have gained with a young guy. That's hindsight now, but I know we were 6-3, but at the end of the day, yeah, it was good times, whatever. We ain't getting nowhere. At the end of the day, man, just might as well just go with the young guy and continue to try to build around the team. The salary cap for us would be better next year than it is this year. And of course, part of that's going dealing with Kurt's contract. So again, just stay the course, man. I'm really on that, man. I'm really on that stay the course thing. Says, speaking of Bijan, if Giants offer 2026 fifth round and 2026 second round and a 2027 first round and second round for Bijan, Falcons take that fifth pick and draft Jeremiah Love. How would you feel about that? Whew. That's a lot, boy. I ain't gonna lie. That's a lot. Orange juice, you a trip, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
But nah, go ahead.
But see, that's what I'm saying. If you in a rebuild mode, like say like Arizona, or you in a win now mode, and say like Kansas City, the only reason Kansas City traded him is because they know that they needed the draft picks to rebuild their defense. Mm-hmm. The Rams made the trade because when you look at it, they only need that one piece in the secondary because their secondary was it was beat up. So now they have our number 13 pick. They possibly go draft another cornerback to go along with him, and they probably fixed. They right back to being a playoff team.
Well, I feel like they only like a couple pieces away. You think about how close they've gotten to to be right there at the Super Bowl. This team, they're trying to make moves to win now. Trent McDuffie is another lockup piece that you got. And just think about the compensation. Let's talk about the compensation for a second. They got the Chiefs received a first round pick, the 29th first round pick from the Rams, a fifth rounder, sixth rounder, 2027 third round pick, all for Trent McDuffie. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's how you go improve your team right there, though.
That's what I'm saying. But when I say that about Bijan, people get mad. But the thing about it, if you want to win our team and it's not working, how else you gonna rebuild a team?
Right. But we talked about that though, bro. Like if somebody offer you a couple of firsts and possibly like a third round next year and stuff like that, I'm like to like just to revamp your entire team, you got to think about it.
You got to take it. Ain't no thinking about it. You got to take it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Because, like I say, if the win now window is closing and you got Drake coming up for a contract, 35 million, Bijan, 25 million, you got to make a choice on one of those guys. Especially when you're thinking about bringing Kyle Pitts back, you got to make a choice on one of those guys. Who's going to bring you the most draft capital? And just like somebody said in the chat, Jeremiah Love coming out this year from Notre Dame. What if you trade Bijan this year and you get that running back? Same type skill set, same type power. Speed is about the same. You see what he did at the combine. What you losing? You gaining picks. What you losing?
I'm about to say you're not losing anything. That's why I'm like, that's why I wanted you to start off with it. But I ain't gonna lie to you. For this offer right here, you got the 5th round pick in this year's draft. You got still going to have a 2nd round. You still got your 2nd round. And then think about it, you add another 27 first and another 2nd round, and you're going to have your 1st next year and your 2nd next year.
And then, this is how you reshape your team.
They're just like, I mean, I'm pretty sure they would probably try to ask for something else, but I'm just saying, just for Bijan, I'm like, you think about it,
they probably ask for a third.
Really do that.
That's it.
Right.
They probably want to ask for a third. Go ahead.
Right. But that's a cornerback that just went for all that draft capital that I just said. Bijan Robinson. Hey, man, I'm just saying. But let's get off of Bijan for a second because Kyle Pitts' name is coming up again, y'all. Yeah, I know it's like, man, we getting hammered in the head about Kyle Pitts. Michael Penix, Kyle Pitts, we knew it was going to be like that. If we get to the offseason again and Drake doesn't have a contract, it's going to be Drake London. He's going to be in the same situation next year that Kyle's in. So we may be right back in it, different player.
Yep. And see, that's what I'm saying. You got to think ahead, man. You can't pay everybody. The NFL is a business at the end of the day. And depending on where your team is at that moment, guess what? Some decisions got to be made, whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not, bro. And I think I sent it to you, but I don't know if you have it loaded up.
Man, you know I got you, bro.
About old Kyle. Old Kyle Pitts.
I put it in the wrong one.
No, it's all good. Yeah, man. Kyle Pitts may be a trade target. No indication Atlanta is willing to deal Pitts, but they could field calls aiming to recoup draft capital, something that we talked about. Ian Cunningham loves to have. And you can tell that it's a disdain that he really doesn't have draft picks, only has 5. Deals like Trent McDuffie get worked around this type of time. You know, so at the end of the day, the Chiefs did just make a big trade to get rid of a guy. They got some draft capital. Could they possibly work a trade to possibly have Kyle Pitts coming down there to Kansas City or over there to the Midwest in Kansas City?
You want me to pull up the picks of the first round so we can give y'all an idea really of how we coming? Because my bad.
I mean, shoot. I mean, you can. I mean, I know. Like I said, I know the Jets. I know they got 2 first, and now the Chiefs. Now the Chiefs having 2 first. So like you got that 5th, that 6th, and then a 27th third, and then the Chiefs have their own picks already to their degree. So that would be my thing. What would be the Chiefs? How many picks do they have? And would the Falcons be willing to move on for Kyle Pitts if the deal was similar to well, it's not probably maybe not similar to Trent McDuffie, but if you can get maybe a 1st and let's say a 6th rounder, or a 2nd and a 3rd, or a 2nd and a 5th, do you look at that? I know I said once before 2/3. You know, I kind of would actually look at that if it's 2/3. But Smitty, I want to know your thoughts, man.
I'm trying to find a draft order so
Oh,
I can
okay.
give a better idea. Okay. Here
I
we are
agree,
right
Ski.
here.
I actually agree. I don't think Kyle Pitts gets us a first. I would be very surprised if
Oh, I
we
said that anyway.
pull out
I said
a
that
first
anyway.
round pick for Kyle Pitts.
The only way if a team knows that they will get first round value out of Kyle, and he has to land in the perfect spot, like a Kansas City, like a Philadelphia, or somewhere like that, that knows that
Yeah.
they're going to get that type of
Well, again,
that type
Kyle got to be a focal point. That's what I'm saying. Like Kyle is an athlete and a guy that he has to be engaged in the game. You have to get him his targets. You have to keep him engaged in the game and use his talents. Again, if you're not going to do that, you might as well move off of him.
Okay, now you remember when I said the only way we get a first is if he's like in the back end of the first round.
Yeah,
This
we were
one,
talking about it. Yeah, in the back end of the first round. Because I mean, what we
back end
know,
of the first round, because that's the only way they'll get a first, because those teams are probably just one player away. And when you're one
right?
player away, of course you're gonna make that. Okay, so this is the bottom end of the first round. The Eagles are in need of a tight end because they losing Dallas Goddard. Um, let's see who else. Uh, you can say the Bills because Dawson Knox is a free agent. 49ers, George Kittle is getting older. Kyle Shanahan could use a Kyle Pitts. Raheem Morris is there. Jerry Gray is there, so the coaching is there.
Well,
The
you know,
Rams.
what's the name just got
Uh,
hurt too.
who,
Remember, Kittle tore that Achilles, I think, at the end of the season too. So
right. No,
he's
no,
not
no.
even
Oh,
going to
yeah,
be
yeah,
there.
yeah. Right. Yeah, he's not going to be there. So the
Yeah, he
Rams,
made.
I'm sorry, the 49ers is another team. The Rams, who me and A1 talked about off air. Man, come on, I don't need no ads. Um, they could possibly use that pick what they just got from the Chiefs and give it to the Falcons and bring in another weapon for Matthew Stafford. You got to remember Devontae Adams is getting older. Puka Nakua, he's probably the top receiver now. They have two dynamic backs, and to add a tight end to that, I think it makes that Rams offense go, especially when they just made the move for Trent McDuffie. So I'm sorry, the Chiefs. Chiefs is that pick. Um, the Chiefs have Travis Kelsey, who's down on his last leg in the NFL, and they could use another receiver, Rasheed Rice. We don't know what's going to happen with him on the backside. Xavier Worthy, they haven't gotten the most out of him like they thought. They thought he was going to be the next Tyreek Hill. Hadn't worked out that way. So the Chiefs absolutely could be at the bottom of the first or the bottom of the second, depending on what the Falcons want to do. Um, Chiefs definitely could be a spot. We've talked about that. Broncos is another one. Sean Payton loves his tight end. Jimmy Graham, remember him? He used to tear us up when he was with the Saints. Kyle Pitts fits that mold. Patriots. Anyone talked about that one? Hunter Henry, up in age. Drake May needs a safety blanket. So there are about 5 teams just in the bottom half of the first round alone. And then that's not even counting the top of the second half. I'm sorry, the second round. So, I mean, there are options out there for Kyle Pitts if you want to trade him. But that's if. That's a strong if.
That's a big if. Because again, on the flip side, you can keep Kyle Pitts, make him a focal point in the offense. How about make him the second option behind Drake? See what he has. See if you can get that first round production that you was looking for, or at least close to it, with him being at least the second option in the wide receiving core right next to Drake. If he balls, you pay him. If he doesn't, you trade him. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I mean, there is a trade deadline and everything like that. If you don't think that it's going in the direction you want it to go, then make a move. But you can still see what he is in this offense and see if he could be that piece to help us get to the Super Bowl. So there's either, you know what I'm saying, there's either side that you can go on. You can trade them if you're not going to use them. That's what I say. If you're not going to use them, trade them. But if you want to use them, then I mean there is that option too.
Yeah. And JT said, "Boy, the Chiefs are Bronco get Cal and Tyler. I'll lose my mind." I mean, it happens, bro.
Yeah.
That's the business of football. When great teams build teams, they only leave X amount of holes that they got to fill in the offseason. As far as, and they can fill those veteran superstar players that they don't have to pay a lot of money for. And if you build a good enough team, you could do that too. That's what I'm saying. If the Falcons pull off the trades at the right time and make the right draft picks at the right time, they could be doing next year. If they somebody on the market becomes available, they say, "Hey, I'm gonna LA Rams. I'm gonna go get this top player and see what he can do." Because I'm telling y'all, not this year, but next year, I'm calling Arizona to see what they want from Marvin Harris. He is not being used properly in Arizona, and he what 22, 23 years old.
Mm.
So
That's
these are the
tough.
type of decisions you have to make.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
So I don't know what is going on with Marvin down there in Arizona. If it's all just a bad team and everything. Yes, we did. Ski, ain't that something? Drew Dahlman goes and gets his guaranteed money, plays a season, and says I'm out. Now I don't know the full details about whether he had something going on injury related, personally, mentally. I don't know what it is, but that was quite interesting because they said that the Bears organization was completely shocked by the news.
But one thing about players you got to learn, if the environment ain't conducive to what they like, this can happen at any time. Think about the difference between climates in Atlanta and Chicago.
Yeah.
In Atlanta, at some points, it's 100 degrees damn near. In Chicago, on the flip side of that, in the winter, sometimes it's below zero with freezing lakes and snow and shit. Some players they just can't live like that, and they don't sign the contract, so the only way to back out of it is retire.
And I know them Bears fans, man, was on Drew Dahlman too, man. It was I know we'll get on Drew Dahlman, but Chicago folks, they can get a little rowdy sometimes, so they got a reputation for it. So I don't know,
I
man.
mean, but if he wasn't feeling it no more, could you blame him?
Hey, man, you gotta do what's best for your peace, man. I'm always about that.
Antonio said we do need more. Who do you guys think we will target first with our first pick in the draft?
Mm,
Uh,
in the trenches. I'm definitely
I'm
thinking
gonna
the
go back
trenches.
to what I said my short yesterday or the day before yesterday. Um, I'm still looking at Lee Hunter. I think
Mm,
Lee Hunter can transform his defense with a hole at the second cornerback position because I'm still not sold on Mike Hughes. I think it's time for him to go. But Lee Hunter, the way he brings and pushing the pocket, clogging run lanes, and with Zach Robinson coming back from injury, Brandon Dorless going into his third year, we can really see what these young guys made of. Jalen Walker gets a year up under his belt. He will probably be more of a menace getting after the quarterback. So a guy that can eat up space and clog run lanes and help you run defense, I think it's a no-brainer at this point. And Ohio State has another defensive tackle that I'm looking at. So
mm,
I'm looking at Lee Hunter. That's my pick. What you think,
yeah,
man?
man. Now I like Lee Hunter as well, man. I even did a little short about his workout and everything, and I did see your short, man, and about Clint, the question that he asked him too, man. Everything just it's lovely. I think the guy will bring some personality, some attitude, some power, some being able to hit that run game and be a space eater, man, and help this defense, help free up some guys like Dorless, put a roll back in his true position, let him get after the quarterback too. So just helping guys on the edge. Zach Harrison will be back, So I mean, you could have some guys that's going to come in to help. Then you still, of course, you got your rotational guys like your Khalid Kareems and all that good stuff like that. So it's just factored into the rest of the guys, so you can have him be a dominating force. Like I like him. I mean, I know he's undersized too, but I also like Jackie Marshall as well. He has a lot of power for that stuff small stature being only like 290, but he has some he has some get off of some quickness, man. It's a couple of guys that's defensive tackle. It's been kind of hard to go to other positions for two reasons. Because one, we don't have a first round pick currently. And then second, I think that we're going to start with the trenches because I think Ian Cunningham wants to start with the trenches because that is kind of like his benchmark or whatever. So it's like I'm thinking he's going to start with the trenches. But there are other players that I do want to like. I ain't gonna lie. I am looking at some corners though. I am looking at some wide receivers. Some moving, coming soon. That I would like probably to go in the second round with. But again, that's in my heart of hearts. I feel like we're going trenches first to kind of set the tone.
Agreed. And I give y'all a cornerback to look out for, and I see his name starting to bounce up just a little bit. But D'Angelo Pons from Indiana, he's about 5'9", about 180. He's not the biggest guy, but I've watched his tape, and he reminds me of Brent Grimes. And I know y'all know who Brent Grimes is. He's one of those guys. He's stupid athletic. He's not scared to tackle. He can play man. He can play zone. But if you can find we already got a guy like that in Clark Phillips. But I just think D'Angelo Pons bring that element of being a dog. And there's nothing against Clark Phillips. I don't think he's got a fair shake either, because he was supposed to be the slot. He was supposed to be the slot. D offered out play here for that. Then injuries kicked in, concussions. Then last year, he really didn't get a chance. I think he played in 1 or 2 games. So he had got a fair shake. But the thing is, D'Angelo Pons from Indiana is one guy to look out for. If he's there in the third round, I would take a chance on him, because we got to retool this secondary. We have to. No way around it. But Antonio, Mike Hughes needs to go. Would you guys take Marshawn Lattimore? Absolutely not. Marshawn Lattimore's best days are behind him. At best, he's a rotational guy. But to spend all that money on somebody like that who's, I think, on the back end of their career, absolutely not. What do you think, A1?
Lattimore, that's an interesting name. I just wish that I think he's coming off of knee surgery. So that's another thing that that concerns me. I'm thinking that Marshawn's days are behind him just as well. I understand, again, that can be another 1-year prove it deal possibly, but yeah, sometimes you just let old dogs die,
Why the man got to die?
No, I ain't saying like actually die. My goodness.
Oh man, you wild.
Goodness gracious. I'm just saying, hey, you know what they do with old Yellow.
Willie know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Willie remember. Craig said caliber from 1.3 or 41-year-old Joe Flacco for 8.5. That's an excellent point. See, somebody get what I'm saying.
Hey, listen again. If you want to do it 1 year, prove it. I'll tell you. I'm like, okay, let's see. But hey, I do like D'Angelo Pons, but man, I like Dylan Everett too, man. Like I know
I
ain't gonna lie, I like Dylan Everett, and he's a little bit taller as well too. Weighs a little bit more. He's close to 200 as far pounds and everything.
Ran a 4.42, 4.3 or 4.41 now.
4.38. Ran a 4.3.
Yeah. So yeah, dude got wheels.
And the thing about it is not even just that. He has a decent vert, has pretty good hands as well. And just like overall, like the 10-yard split wasn't bad, 1.54 and a 10-yard split. So that's pretty decent. Honestly, I'm not saying that you come in and bring him in as your starter first game or anything. But I mean, if he goes out there and earn it, that's a totally different thing. But we do have Kobe Bryant, and we're talking about bringing in competition. There's still other positions that can be brought in for competition. How would y'all feel about maybe in the third round drafting a Dylan Everett if he's there? And then you have him going to your cornerback room, competing with Mike Hughes, competing with Kobe Bryant, see who is your starting corner, and then you possibly can have Mike Hughes as a depth piece instead of like your starting piece. Maybe he can flourish better. Yeah, a rotational piece. Maybe he can flourish a little bit better that way. You can still have Kobe Bryant out there. And again, you're starting to have smaller contracts, but still some value at key positions, and you continue to still build around this team.
Facts. ATLGA say, I think we have enough smaller DBs. We need some 6'2 plus. Mock drafted Cario Davis, 6'4", 200 pounds.
I like
Washington in the third round. I like that. I like
Cario as well. I do. He's another guy that's on my radar. I wouldn't be surprised if he went in the second round just because of that 6'4", 200 frame, but he also has the speed to back it up too. I mean, for his size, he running a 4.4 at 6'4". Remember, you know what Julio ran. So ran 4.3 at like 6'4". So again, this is a cornerback. So hey, I'm just saying, like these guys and these kids, man, they're coming out faster and faster. And again, like this is just like a legendary group that you were seeing as far as combine wise. Like a lot of guys were just even safeties. You had safeties running 4.3s, and it's like
them Styles kids. I don't know what the hell they put in them folk Cheerio, but boy,
they both may go first round, top 10.
Both of those guys run like they're running from the Red Dogs.
I'm trying to tell you. Bro.
Yeah, man. I give y'all a position to keep an eye on in the second round. And I haven't seen nobody talk about this, and it's just my opinion. Look out for the center position. Because I feel like if they get the right center in there, it takes this run game to the next level.
I'm agreed.
And it's no surprise no shot. I'm sorry, man. See, I'm all over the place. It's no disrespect to Ryan Nuzil. No disrespect. But I think he's better as a rotational guy than a starter. If they go out and get one of the top centers in this draft, I would make that move as well. Because I'm looking at long-term rookie contract for the next 4 years, productive. It's just something that I would look out for.
Yeah, so let me ask you this then. You gonna bring it up. You gotta give me one. So what's a center that's in the draft that you're looking at?
I want to say the guy what school is that? See, my mind fried. I wasn't ready for that question.
I about to say I can tell you about mine. I like for me, I like Logan Jones out of Iowa. Now
and they produce some top-notch offensive line.
Yeah, man. But he ran a 4.92 as a center as well. The 3-cone was good. His shuttle was good. The broad jump was good. Even the 10-yard split, everything was looking good. Now I know the arm length. I know that's probably like the biggest knock on him, but his pass blocking is great. Run blocking needs a little fine tuning.
I think I did see him. See him. And
run blocking needs just a little fine tuning, but guess who we have? So Bill it's Callahan. Just there you go. So it's like,
but I think the only knock on it, I think I heard one of the announcers say it. He's about to be 25. That would be the only knock on him.
Yeah, and he's undersized too. You know, he's a little undersized
as
well.
Right.
And so I mean, guys can try to like bull rush him and try to knock him off his pivot and knock him off his spot. Like I said, the run blocking, it needs just a little fine tuning. It's solid. It just it relies on like the angles and the speed more so, and than any kind of like power thing. But again, look who we have. Regardless, he can be able to fine tune anything. And I actually think that you probably are going to need a little speed anyway. But you got to be physical too in this run game too. So it's like, but they had us. But my thing is, I was looking at it because he played in a zone blocking scheme, a gap scheme. So I'm thinking about that as well.
Right.
So we have these outside zone runs. Possibly have this guy coming in.
One guy that I know gonna probably be gone. That's Caden Proctor from Alabama. He's an offensive tackle though. He's one of those guys I think that's going to be dominant at the level. But you talk about centers. Brian Parker from Duke kind of caught my attention. He's a center, but he used to play tackle, but he moved inside the center at Duke. He's 6'5", about 309. I think his pass blocking is, one of the best in the draft. Yeah, he's versatile. He's one of the most polished, technical offensive linemen in this draft. And with him he's a little bit old as well, but the way he pursues the game, I think he's going to be one of those guys that could play. He could be like an Elijah Wilkinson. He can play guard when you need him to. He can play tackle when you need him to. So he's going to be one of those guys to look at in the third round, I think. And it's just something that I'm just thinking about because, like you said, when you talk about Ian Cunningham, who's a former offensive lineman, he's going to be looking at trenches. But Ski, I did a draft profile on that kid. He proved me right. If they want to move on from Kyle Pitts, he would more than likely be there in the second round. Yeah, Eli Stoker. Yeah, he is that dude. Yeah, Jack Slaughter. I seen that the other day on somebody's channel. I can't think of who it was. Omar Cooper is another one of those wide receivers. He reminds me of Jaden Reed for Green Bay. It's very, very good route runner, very good speed, knows how to maneuver his way around the field. He would be another, but I think he's going to be going in the first. I'm telling y'all, I see 67 wide receivers in the first round. I see it. When you see that run on wide receiver, it's just going to keep going.
Yep, that's absolutely true, brother. What else we got in here? Now we finna get ready to get out of here. So Jack Slater out of UF.
Yeah, out of Florida, I seen a lot of
Oh
people.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Cooper Jr. for me. I ain't gonna lie to you. I would definitely take him. He was already a guy that I'm looking at as far as wide receivers. Honestly, it would be a dream scenario to get a guy like that in here. I mean, there's other guys I'm looking at too, but if he falls to you, I don't know if he's going to be there. Honestly, in the second or third round, he may be actually like a late first rounder because wide receivers, there's some guys coming out this year, and I'm pretty sure teams are going to want to start snatching up guys. So whether he'll be there in the second round, I'm not sure, especially around 48. I'm not sure. But I would definitely look into him. And I know I'm looking into it, like his film and everything like that more often. But I already got his name like up on a guy that I want to look into, like seriously, like I ain't gonna lie to you, like, oh yeah. We said, why do you think we're not showcasing Joshua Simon? Well, Smitty, I'm gonna let you answer that one because we already know.
Yeah, yeah, that's an easy one. I don't think he's progressed like they thought he would. And this is a new coaching staff. But let's be real, he's athletic and he can get after it. If he gets into the right frame of mind and get the right coaches, I think he can be a viable backup. Because if they may keep him just because I think they can cut Charlie Warner and save about $4 million. So if they cut Charlie Warner, he'll definitely get a chance. But also remember, with tight end, have some nice tight ends in the second and third round of this draft, or round 4, depending on who falls. They can still draft a tight end. So I just don't think he's developed like they wanted him to. And this regime and this coaching staff is going to give him another chance because they brought him back on a futures contract. So they'll at least give him a chance in our OTAs.
Man, I'm gonna tell you one thing that has crossed my mind too. I wonder if somewhere in this draft, in between maybe the third and fifth round, do the Falcons take another safety?
Ooh, that is a good question.
There are some safeties coming out this year that is like, all right, look, like they got good ball skills.
Speaking of safeties, some kind of report came from somewhere about the Ohio State safety, which makes me think he's going to drop in the draft just a little bit, out of the top 10, but not the top 20. But remember last year when Will Johnson was a top 10 pick in most mock drafts. Then when draft night came, he dropped all the way to the second round because of the same reported knee injury that they said Caleb Downs has. So just keep an eye out for that.
That's gonna be interesting because he is definitely ranked the number 1 safety in the nation. So that's gonna be interesting, bro. Yeah, keep your eye on that one.
Yeah, I like Zachariah Branch. I did a profile on him as well. Y'all go check that out. But he's gonna be one of those guys. I think with that, he's about 5'10", about 185. So he's gonna probably be a dynamic slot receiver like a Wandale Robinson or somebody like that. But he's also going to be a returner as well. So
who's a free agent too, by the way? Wandale Robinson.
Who that?
Robinson from the Giants.
Right. But he's going to go on a good piece of change. Might not be stupid change, but it's going to be big enough for us to pass on him.
I'm about to say, yeah, but it's going to be more than that draft pick would have been.
Yeah, 8'2", that's right. That's what it was. Degenerative knees and partially torn meniscus. So you know how injury reports are. Sometimes they hurt your draft stock, sometimes they don't. But remember Will Johnson last year. And he showed y'all why he should have been a first round pick last year. Had a very solid year in Arizona. So sometimes I know them records mean a lot to y'all. Sometimes you got to throw them out the window. Same thing they did with Mike Penix. They threw the medical records out the window, said, we just like his talent. We think he can be our guy. And so sometimes you got to think like that as a GM. Because if it pay off, it pay off. If it don't, oh well. Like I tell y'all all the time, from the first draft pick to the last, everybody's a 50-50 crapshoot, no matter who they are. So you got to take a chance.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But, man, once again, now I was about to say, once again, another great show. All because of y'all helping to getting us through. And, man, Smitty, we're going to see what happens, man, because something tells me this Kyle Pitts, Kyler Murray, all this stuff, man, I feel like we're going to end up talking about it somehow, some way again.
Oh, it's coming back up. It always does. But you know what to do, man.
Hey, man, A1 Forever Sports, that's the platform on YouTube. Thank you, Miss Drea, for coming through as well. Super.
Appreciate you, Miss Drea.
Said good stuff from what I caught. Got to go back and watch the Kyler conversation. Yeah.
We're going to love it as always.
Yeah, it's definitely something to be had. I mean, regardless, it's a good conversation. I think, regardless, all these conversations are just good dialogue to have, man, because we're going to do it. And at the end of the day, we got to make decisions. And this new regime has a lot of decisions still to make. But again, A1 Forever Sports, that's a platform on YouTube. Come like, comment, and subscribe. Be a part of A1 family. Same for the Hawks Digest. The Atlanta Hawks on a little streak right now. Undefeated since Jonathan Kuminga has been playing. But,
that got to be the biggest steal of the whole trade deadline, bro.
Hey, we're going to see, man. We've been playing against lesser competition, but the reason why I'm excited about it is because the Atlanta Hawks historically have played down to lesser competition and will mess around and lose games. So I'm excited that they're actually winning games that they're supposed to win, because that gets you a few more wins and that'll catapult you into the playoffs, But yeah, also Hawks Digest again. Twitter, A1 Forever, Instagram, A1 Forever, and the real A1 Forever on TikTok. Miss Dre, you're gonna have to come to a game or something, or come to training camp or something, man, or something. You definitely you trying to go for a streak on subscriber of the week. I can see.
Yeah, Miss Dre, thank you for blessing both of us, man. We truly appreciate it.
Facts.
But yeah, man, y'all know where to catch me, man. Smitty Sports Machine on YouTube, as I drop, the latest headlines, no matter what it may be in the world of sports. I made a talk about the Falcons, so I'm still dropping draft profiles. I'm actually turning them into shorts, because that makes them a little bit more exciting. They actually get more views as shorts. Also, catch me on Twitter at FatboySlim_21, because I'm always over there blowing that thing up, because that's what I do. And hey, y'all know how we do it, man. And I got to show some love to my guy, ATLGA Faithful, man. He been supporting me since day one, man. Always been, one of my good friends, man. Got talked to him at training camp a couple of years ago. We talked the entire time. So shout out to him, man. Always supporting me and checking on me. He said, appreciate y'all. Stay blessed. And to all in the chat, man. That's what I'm talking about. All about positivity, man. But yeah, man. Again, man, another great pop-up show. And look, more news to come. Y'all just stay tuned. Working on getting Steve White back on the show, see if he can find time to come out and talk to us, man. Get his thoughts on the Falcons and the draft, how the Falcons going to approach free agency. So we're trying to get that knocked out before free agency starts next week. But for my boy A1, it's your boy Antoine Smith signing off. We'll holler at y'all soon, man. Peace.
Peace.